Good morning, good morning. It is Sunday, September 24th. So yesterday I did something I actually made a video about that I never do, and involves my cell phone. So we had to switch to Verizon. We just had to because AT&T at our house is terrible. We have to stand in a specific corner in the dining room to get text messages, and my wife's always trying to call me if I'm at home. She has to try the house phone because my cell phone is so spotty here. So it was getting really annoying. It's been about a year since we've been dealing with really poor service, and so we had to make a step. And of course, when you walk into the Verizon store from the AT&T store, right, they talk you into getting one of these. So yes, I got the iPhone 8, which I'm completely opposed to getting the latest model of anything, but monthly payment ended up being about the same than I would have had on the iPhone 7 because they give you larger credit for your iPhone 6S traded in. So I went with it. The camera's supposed to be pretty awesome, so that'll be beneficial. Biggest thing that's beneficial is the memory. Obviously, I got 64 gigs on this new phone, and my old phone was 16 gigs, which they don't even make anymore. It was just, I'd make like 3 videos and I'd have to get rid of them. So that was not a great option. That was pretty annoying. It's a nice phone. I mean, it's bigger than all heck. It's the 8 Plus. It's a monster. It takes some getting used to. Holding the hand, manipulating it with one hand is not as easy as it used to be. So basically, in doing so, I lost yesterday's video. So I'm going to be a video behind. So I'm going to probably make 2 today. See how that goes. I've kind of learned when I use the Steam account, I've been bouncing around to like different keyword categories, and some of them, just don't get much of a response. You get lost in a bit. Like I did one under news yesterday, which was fine, but basically nobody even saw it on Steam. So I'm going to kind of stick more in my wheelhouse. Even though I like to do current event updates, maybe I'll do current event updates that are pertinent to specific categories that are in the health realm or in the maybe more preparedness realm / developments on vaccines and autism and things like that. So I'm going to try to hone it in a little bit, at least on one video a day, so I have somewhat of a target audience, because I've been kind of bouncing around. Like I said, obviously this is just like a 30-day challenge I set for myself, so there's not a lot of production or planning that go into it. But I do have a video today. We're going to talk about this brand right here, which is the Epigenetics Lab brand. Sorry, the lighting's, again, terrible in here. I'm using my laptop. Don't know why, but I am. So this is a brand called Epigenetics Lab. Products are really good if you're talking about in terms of supplements. They're pretty darn good. So this one is an active immune support. This is a fermented antioxidant mushroom complex, and it has kelp plus fulvic and humic acids. Good products. They are. So they got a bunch of stuff. The probiotic and the enzyme. I'm really bad at doing things consistently. So since I had kids, and these little rugrats kind of run your life, my discipline hasn't been as good as far as like journaling, just everyday things. Whether it's my workout journal, taking the specific supplements that I need. So I'm really trying to, that's kind of like what these videos are about, is being disciplined enough to follow through on something every single day for 30 days. And it's just one of those humps I'm trying to get over. So another one of their products I really like, I love turmeric. This is a turmeric 3D, and it's great for inflammation. It's a pretty darn strong inflammation support. Fermented, let's see. All their products, for the most part, have some kind of fermented aspect to them. So the enzyme, this enzyme one here, is sprouted and fermented superfoods, broad spectrum digestive enzymes. this helps my daughter a lot. Like if she gets backed up, I'm trying to give it to her every day, but if I forget and she gets backed up, I'll put like a half a cap of this and the probiotic in there, and she'll be pretty well regulated within 24 hours again. And then, just try to do that every day. Keep that going. It really seems to do the trick. And, so many supplements out there, it's really hard to weed through them. It's not a lot of, it's just a really, I shouldn't say it's the industry's regulated, but as far as knowing the effectiveness of one brand over the other is just tough. These guys are not cheap. Living Vantage is actually, and that's Living Vantage, or Livintage, I guess, Livintage. And that's, it's an Epigenetics Lab product. So you can't get these in your traditional stores, supplement stores and vitamin shops. So you're going to have to go online and check it out and see if it's in your budget. My wife bought a bunch of these through somebody who's kind of like a sales rep for them. So she got a discount on a couple of the items because she bought a bunch of the turmeric, a bunch of the enzymes, and a bunch of the probiotics, like several bottles. We don't sell them or anything. We just, get a bulk deal on them, and we're going to take them. So might as well save a couple bucks if you're able to, right? That way, at least per unit. So she did that about 3 or 4 years, not 3 or 4 years ago. I'm losing my mind, like a year ago. And they've been sitting in my closet. I've been using the full VMAX multivitamin pretty regularly, but I haven't been using the other ones outside of using it for my daughter. So I'm trying to be more prudent in taking those every day. I do use the turmeric because I have inflammation, because I just have a lot of allergies, so I'll eat the wrong thing or whatever. I got back injuries and things like that, and if I get inflamed, it makes the rest of the day pretty hard. You get lethargic, brain fog, and things like that. And these seem to help. For a natural product, they seem to do the trick. I try not to take an Advil or anything like that. I'd stay away from the Advils and the Tylenols of the world, unless I absolutely have to. I've taken Advil a couple times this past year. If I've been on my feet doing prep work on the concrete floor, my back is just killing me. I didn't make it to the chiropractor, whatever might be the case, and I just have to push forward. The pain gets pretty bad, so I'll take, a couple Advil. But I can count on one hand how many times I've done that, so I try to make sure I don't allow my body to get to the point where I need to take something like that. And the benefits of not taking that stuff very often is that, if you have to break down, you have to take it to get through the day, then it actually works. Opposed to these people who are taking, aspirin or Tylenol every single day, kind of like a ritual, which is really bad for you. But, people have to do that sometimes, or feel like they have to do that, and then they have to take more and more. You know the story. So I definitely think, if you are into trying supplements that work, because people look at an initial price tag of a supplement and sometimes they can get turned off by it. But the reality is that we spend a lot of money, at least I did or do, on supplements that don't do anything. They don't really work. They're basically, you might absorb like 5% of them. And you don't know if it's coming from a good source. It's just kind of passing through you. Maybe you notice a little effect, maybe you don't. And, I think that's a bigger waste of money to buy a bunch of things at $20 a bottle than buy one good one at $60, right? So, yeah, definitely think that's a brand to look at further for any of you out there who are looking for a really good line of supplements, trying to go more the holistic route for things rather than either over-the-counter or prescription pharmaceuticals, which I think should always be a last resort. So definitely, this one right here is one I need to take more of. But this is the fermented antioxidant mushroom complex. Mushrooms are awesome for you. There's so many benefits of mushrooms and a variety of mushrooms. So this is a product, I think my wife took the last bottle of this that we had. So I'm going to try taking these and seeing if that does anything positive. But there's a lot that mushrooms can do for you. It's really an important part of your diet. You should be cooking mushrooms and eating them on a daily basis anyway. But I don't know if I can get a close enough shot so that anybody can read the ingredients on here. So that's the fermented blend complex on there. So if you can't do that, I'll just leave. I'll put a link. The brain is not working. I need to drink more caffeine. I'll put a link in the bottom of the video to the Epigenetics website, so you guys can check that out. And again, I'm not pitching them; they're just something I use. I don't sell them. I'm not part of a multi-level marketing thing for Epigenetics Lab by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe I should be, right? Taking up with their products. Other than that, yeah. So that's this is just a kind of a chill day for my family on Sunday. I think I'm going to try to do another video, but basically I've been sitting here trying to get everything on my old phone to my new phone, and you know how that goes. Not everything went from the iCloud back to my original phone, so especially with my cryptocurrency stuff, like my Coinbase stuff, I'm going to have to... I didn't save. There's this little, like, your two-factor authorization. You got the Authenticator app plus your password and email, and of course the Authenticator app is on my new phone, but the bar scan code is not on my phone anymore. So now I have to go through this whole recovery process because I didn't save or write down the other key that I needed. So that that's kind of what's going on today. Is I've got to get all this stuff that you just kind of accumulate on your phone over the years up and running and functioning again. Because right now I'm kind of locked out of my cryptos. I've got the paper wallet stuff going on, but as far as anything I might move with any regularity on a platform, I got to go through my two-factor authentication processes and redo all of them, and that's looking like the security's pretty good on those things, so it's looking like it's going to take at least a couple days to process everything, which is a little annoying. It's one of those things. My wife and I went in there just seeing what kind of offers that they had for somebody coming over as a new customer, and that obviously led to us buying it, getting a new plan. It wasn't just information gathering, which was the intent of going in there. But, we had the time yesterday. We had a babysitter. And generally, it's hard to find 2 hours that you're able to or even willing to spend inside of a Verizon store, which seems to be the minimum. They're like, oh, we'll get you right in and out. And I told my wife, I said, we're not going to get out of here till 5 o'clock. And I think we got in there at like 3:05. And I was right. We got out of there at 4:58. And so that's just the way it goes with those stores. We have 3 Verizon stores within like 4 miles. I don't get it. I mean, Verizon has the best service where I'm at, but they just built a brand new one, and then the one we were in yesterday is getting completely refurbished. So yeah, my take is they're making plenty of money, have plenty of customers if they've got 3 stores in a fairly small town, all within 4 miles of each other. Pretty ridiculous, but anyways, it wasn't too bad. It's just it's kind of like pulling hair going into those places, though. You get the whole sales pitch. You kind of got to know what you're talking about. I came in there somewhat prepared. I know I had my AT&T bill ready, and so they could do all the transfer and all that stuff. But so yeah, I'm sitting here with the new iPhone 8. So I think today I'll do my second video and I'll take it from the phone. We'll see how the microphone is on it, see how the camera is on it. It's supposed to be pretty significant upgrade over the iPhone 6s as far as the camera is concerned and the microphone. And we're going to find that out. It comes with this little adapter for your headphones to put in there that plugs into your power port, your charging port, because it doesn't have a headphone outlet on this, which is a little funky. But they have an adapter for it, so you don't have to use Bluetooth. I'm not a huge fan of always using Bluetooth, not to mention because Bluetooth headphones are more expensive rather than the ones they just provide you. But yeah, I think that's it for today. Check out the Epigenetics Lab products. I'll leave a link. And I'll do another one today. I'm not sure what I'm going to do it about, but maybe we'll do something in the realm of... I've got some decent articles with Lyme disease and autism that I can kind of go over. And maybe that's what we'll do. later today. All right, thanks, guys.